Hello, my name is Annette DeLu, and you are listening to The Heart of You. This is a new series that I'm starting this week, and it's not necessarily always going to be on a Friday, but I will try to do it with some regularity, either on Thursdays or Fridays. And that is giving you a channeled message for the week. Now, the really beautiful thing about doing a channeled message is that it can resonate for you no matter when you find this message. So you don't have to be listening to these in sequential order. You don't even need to listen to all of them. Just listen to the ones that you feel drawn to, the titles that you feel drawn to maybe, and that message is certainly for you. It also doesn't mean that the entire message is for you. Maybe there's just a portion of the channel that is for you. So really use this opportunity to practice your intuition and really dive deep down into your heart space and ask yourself, is this resonant for me? This channeled message is about loving yourself through the difficulty of a soul awakening or spiritual awakening. Whatever you choose to call it, it is a transformation of self. It is a letting go of the old and moving into new energies. Oftentimes we are stuck in cycles that repeat over and over and over again, and we don't really know how to get out of them. So have you been struggling with depression, let's say, or anxiety, something that just keeps on plaguing you over and over again, and you don't know where it comes from? You don't know why it shows up. It just sort of shows up in your energy field. Now, sometimes this can be something that is insidious in terms of the repetitiveness, and it can really make you feel stuck in the place of this lower energy. Now, what happens when you get stuck in this place is that you start almost digging this ditch or this hole where it feels almost comfortable because it's something that you know. It is that alarm system within your body that is telling you that something is wrong, that something needs to be dealt with, or that something needs to be addressed in terms of what is going on in the present moment. When in fact, that is not necessarily the case. Sometimes it could be your body's way of saying, hey, I'm still dealing with some trauma or some sadness or some event that happened from the past. And I would really like you to look at it and feel those emotions in order for us, your body, your soul, your heart, to be able to release those energies. When you do this practice of allowing yourself to feel into what is happening with your body and with your soul at any given moment, it allows you to then release those things that no longer serve you, or release those things that maybe you need to learn a lesson from. When you are in this place of really going through these cycles and these repetitive energies, it can be hard to really see a way out. It can be really hard to see how you can find a different energy, or how you can find happiness, or how you can find new experiences. And the secret to this is to simply feel. You need to feel your feelings. Once you feel them, you can then start to energetically imagine that they're being let go. Imagine that you have a giant balloon that you are energetically placing all of this energy from whatever happened in the past. You are releasing it to the universe and allowing that energy to be transmuted. This is the process that we go through on a regular basis, and we do this naturally. But there are things that can be stuck. There are things that are a little bit more difficult to move through. In which case, we do encourage you to seek help when you can. We encourage you to speak to other like-minded individuals who have been through something similar. Because oftentimes the anxiety and the depression and that dark night of the soul that you go through on your spiritual journey, on your spiritual path, doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what would be going on in the present moment. Sometimes it has something to do with shedding old portions of yourself, which that in and of itself can be a bit of a grieving period, simply because you are grieving who you used to be. You're grieving the person who you used to be. And moving into that new energy is scary, thereby creating anxiety because you don't know who that new person is. You don't know who that person is going to be. In essence, you are standing in a place of uncertainty. You are standing in the void of what is to come and letting go of what has passed. When you do this, it creates this beautiful space for the new energy to come in. But you may not see that new energy yet, and that causes fear. When you're going through this process, it is very important for you to show love and compassion for yourself. If this takes longer than you choose to take, it's okay. So if you think that you should be going through your dark night of the soul in a day or a week or a month, and let's say it takes years, that is okay too. Our message for you today is to love yourself through it, to make sure you are giving that compassion to yourself, that same compassion that you would give to others, that compassion that you have for every other person in your life that you love. Make sure you're giving that to yourself because you're doing the best that you can. And once you are able to move through this energy or this particular wave of energy that you're going through, you can breathe a sigh of relief for that moment, but know that this process is constant. It is a process that you will be going through over and over again. But we guarantee you that it does get easier. It gets easier each and every time you go through it. There have been times when Annette has had this experience and she has realized that there are things that she goes through in order to transmute this energy. And it can be difficult, but in a way, it's something to look forward to because she knows on the other side of this energy is a brand new energy that is really beautiful to experience and that she doesn't necessarily have to go through that old energy ever again. And that is the truth. Once you move through a particular energy and you have looked at it from every single angle, every single perspective, it is not something you ever have to revisit again if you do not choose to. For those of you who are stuck in cycles, for those of you who can't see a way out, we would recommend that you find one thing in your life that is giving you light and hope and love, whatever that happens to be. It can be something very small. It can be a beloved pet. It can be someone who offers a lending hand on a particular day. Give gratitude for that particular event or for that particular pet or person. And you will slowly find that the more you show this gratitude for the things in your life that are going right, the more that unfolding will start to happen for you. The other aspect of this is the aspect of holding on to that pain because it is familiar and because sometimes it can be almost like a warm blanket that you wrap yourself in. And what we say to that is that you can release that blanket because a new one is coming. A new comfy blanket is coming. So release that old one you don't need anymore, that is tattered and dirty, and you can fold it up nicely and set it aside, thanking it for its work that it's done for you, that energetic work that it's done for you. And then you can step into those new energies. Like we said, this can take some time, but don't worry. It will happen, and you are on this path, and you are not backsliding. That is the important thing that we want to share today, is that you are not backsliding. Just because you feel like you're going backwards, we guarantee you that you're not. It's part of the ebb and flow of this journey, is that sometimes it looks like you're going backwards. Sometimes it looks like you're revisiting things that you thought you had addressed already. What is happening is that you are addressing it from a different perspective. You're addressing it from a different energy. So if you feel like you've moved forward on your spiritual journey and you've moved past certain things and you find yourself right back to where you began almost, don't let that frighten you, because that doesn't mean that all of the work you've done has been for nothing. It is simply that you are looking at it from this higher perspective now, and you will be able to learn new things from it. So take it for what it is, which is an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to see things you didn't see before, and an opportunity to go even higher. So I want to thank my guides for that channel. If you have any questions about who I'm channeling, ultimately, unless otherwise specified on a day, if I'm guided to work with a particular ascended master or working with anyone in particular, I will let you know. But if I don't specify, then just know that it is my spirit team, like my guides. The other thing I wanted to do with these channeled messages is to pull an oracle card for you. And this is just a little bit of extra added support. And I love pulling oracle cards and tarot cards because it's always such a beautiful connection to the message. And for today's oracle card, I'm pulling from the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light oracle cards. And the card is called The Age of Light. And the card says, "You have been training for this for lifetimes. Mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history, and you have decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There is no mistake that you are supposed to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that is calling you, know this: you have been training for this for lifetimes. You are way more than the days that have breathed through you in this life. You're also all of the lifetimes that came before. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Your soul has many facets. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is 1,000,000 times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all of the people you have ever been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came in with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that longs to be seen. This is the part of you that is ready to step forward, that is ready to emerge. This is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth, be seen, and rise. So I want to thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to pointing the way on your spiritual awakening with these channeled messages. So look forward to next week, sometime either Thursday or Friday, and you can tune in for another channeled message. Thanks so much and have a great weekend.